Hi guys, welcome back to my new video, and today in this video I will create a complete website using HTML and CSS step by step. It would be a static and responsive website. So this is the website that I'm going to create in this video and it looks very good. First we have full screen image in the background with gradient color over it. On the top of this website design, there is a logo and one menu icon on the right side. Then there are some text and two buttons with beautiful hover effect. When I move cursor over these buttons, you can see the background color is moving from the left side to the right side. If I click on this menu icon, it will open a vertical side menu, and if I click on this cross icon, it will close this side menu. Let's scroll down, and here we have the feature section of our website with title and one beautiful icon. This leaf icon is designed using CSS. In the left side there is a feature title, small description with icon, and in the right side there is an image. Now let's come to the next section, and here we have the services section of our website. Here I have added 4 different services image. When I move cursor over this image, then one gradient color will come over this image and it will also display the service title and description. You can see these texts are animated. It is moving from the bottom to the center. Let's scroll down, and here is the testimonial section of our website where I have added 3 users review. You can see very light shadow and hover effect on these reviews. This review layout design looks very nice with the user's image, Twitter icon and Twitter handle. At the bottom, this is the contact section where I have added one image in the center with very light opacity. Then in the left side we have the timings, and in the right side we have contact information like address, email ID and mobile number. After that you can see these social media icons with hover effect and one copyright message. Let me change the browser size so that you can see this website is completely responsive for small screen devices. This menu is working fine for a small screen size. Let's scroll this website, and you can see all the sections are looking good in a small screen size. Hover effect is also working fine. You will learn to make this complete responsive website step by step using HTML and CSS. Before starting this video, I want to ask you, can I expect 10,000 likes on this video? Please let me know in the comment section. It would be really great if you like and share this video with everyone and help me to achieve 10,000 likes on this video. Now let's start this video. First, here I have one folder, and in this folder I have another folder of images where I have added some images and icons that I will be using on the website. You can find all these images link in the video description. Here I will create one new file and I will rename it as index.html. So this will be the HTML file. Now I will create one more file, and for this one I will rename it as style.css. Next, I will open this file with text editor, which is brackets editor. You can use any text editor. Now in this HTML file, I will write basic HTML structures like HTML open and close, then head tag, and in this head tag I'll write title, and the title is Barber Shop Website Design Easy Tutorials. After that I'll write body tag, body open and close. After adding this, we will come back to the folder, and let's open this CSS file with text editor, and here first we will write star, margin 0 and padding 0. Next we have to connect the HTML file with CSS. For that we will come back in the HTML file, and in this head tag we will write link rel style sheet href and the file name, which is style.css. So now our HTML and CSS file are connected. Next we will write the code in the body tag. So here we will create one section and let's add one ID banner. Now I will copy this ID and come to this CSS file. Here I will add this ID with hashtag, and for this one I'll write background. In the background I will add one image, so I'm using URL and image file path. You can see the image file name is banner.jpg. After that I'll add background size, it will be cover, and background position will be center. Height, it will be 100 VH. Now come back to the folder and open this HTML file with any web browser. I will open with Google Chrome. And you can see the image on complete web page. Let's come back to the code editor, and in this CSS file here we will add linear gradient and add two color codes here. So I'll write RGBA, and this one is the first color code, which is black with 0.5 opacity, and now we'll write the second color code. After adding this, you can see a gradient color overlay on this image. Let's come back in the HTML file, and here we will add one image. So I am using img tag and image file path and one class name, which is logo. Let's refresh the web page and you can see this logo on the web page. It is in the left top corner. Let's copy this class name logo and write it here in the CSS file with a dot because it is a class name. For this one we will set the width and we will add position absolute. Top, it will be 4% and left 10%. Now you can see this logo on perfect position. Let's come back in the HTML file, and after this logo we will add one div, and here we will add one class name banner text. So first we'll write one text in h1 tag. So it is here studio. After that I'll write small text in p tag. So here is the text. Style your hair is style your life. You can see these text on this web page. It is in the black color. So let's come back and copy this class name banner text. Write it here in the CSS file. For this one we will add text align center and color it will be white. Padding from the top it will be 180 pixel. Let's copy it again. After that we will write h1. For this title I'll increase the font size so it is 130 pixel. Let's duplicate this one and here we will write P, and for this paragraph text we will change the font size, it will be 20 pixel, and font style it will be italic. So now it is looking like this. These text are coming in the center. Now we will add the different font family. So come to the Google and search for Google Fonts. Open this website fonts.google.com, and here you can find lots of different font for your website. So you can scroll and find which one you want to use. You can also search by name. If you want to use this font, simply click on this plus icon, and I will add one more font here. So let me search the second font. It is Poppins. Let's click on plus. So we have selected two fonts, and copy this link. And now we have to add this link in the head tag in the HTML file. So let's paste it here. And now you can see we have this font family here, which we have to place in the CSS file. So let me copy this one, Poppins, and I will add it here. So this font will be applicable for all the text. And let's copy this one. This is the second font. I will add it here in the H1. So the H1 font will be different. Let's refresh the web page. Now you can see different font for this title and different for this small text. After that, we will create some buttons. So just come back in the HTML file, and here we will create one div with the class name banner btn. And let's add one anchor tag here, href equals, and here we will write the button text, which is find out. Let's duplicate it and it will be read more. So we have two links here. You can see these links on the web page. Let's come back and copy this class name banner btn, write it here in the CSS file. For this one, I'll add margin 70 pixel, auto and 0. After that, just paste it again and write A for the anchor tag. For this A tag, we will write width 150 pixel to increase the width of the button, and text decoration will be none, so there will be no underline, and display will be inline block. After that, I'll add margin 0 10 pixel and padding 12 pixel 0. Then we will add the color for this button, so it is white. Button text will be white, and border, it will be 0.5 pixel solid and white color. Now you can see these buttons are looking good. Next we have to add hover effect on these button. For that we will come back, and in this HTML file here we will add one span. We will add this span in both anchor tag, span open and closing tag. Let's copy this span and come back to the CSS file, write it here, and before that I'll put this class name and anchor tag. So for this span, I'll write the width, it will be 50%, and height 100%. Position, it will be absolute, and in this A tag we will add position relative, so that this span will be in the anchor tag. In this span we'll add top 0 and left 0, and background, it will be white color. Then we will add z index, it will be -1, and in this A tag we will add z index 1. After adding this, you can see half of this button is white because we have added width 50%. So let's copy it again and paste it here, and here we will add hover, and now here we will add width 100%, and initially it will be 0, and let's add transition 0.5 seconds. Now you can see this white color is moving from the left side to the right side when I take cursor over this button. But the text is not visible because of the white color. So let's come back, and in this CSS file, here we will duplicate this one and just write A hover and remove this span, and let's change the color, it will be black. Let's come to the A tag, and here also we will add transition color 0.5 seconds. So after adding this, you can see this hover effect is working fine. This white color background is moving from left side to the right side, and text color becomes black from the white. So we have completed this button also. After creating this button, we will add the side navigation menu. So just come back in the HTML file and here we will create one div with the ID side nav. And in this div we will add one nav tag. Then I will add UL and LI to create list. In the first list I'll add one anchor tag and the link text will be home. Let's duplicate it and now we will change the link text. So the second one is features. Then the third link is services. Next one is testimonials. And the last one is meet us. After adding this, you can see these links are coming at the bottom. Let's come back and copy this ID side nav, write it here in the CSS file. For this one, we will set the width 120 pixel and height 100 VH. And position it will be fixed. Right it will be 0 and top 0. Then background we will add the color code here and Z index it will be 2. After adding this you can see these menu are coming on the right side. Next we have to design these anchor tags. Let's come back in the HTML file and you can see we have this nav, so just copy this one, write it here in the CSS file, then write UL and LI. And for this list I'll add list style, it will be none, and margin it will be 50 pixel and 20 pixel. Let's duplicate it, then write A, remove this one, and here I'll add text decoration none, and color it will be white. Now you can see it is looking like this. Let me come back and here I'll increase the width, it will be 250 pixel. Now it is fine. Next come back to the HTML file. After this div we'll add another div with the ID menu btn. And in this one I'll add one image, so I'm using img tag and the image file path which is menu.png. Let's copy this one menu btn. We will write it here in the CSS file and its width will be 50 pixel and height also 50 pixel. Background it will be this color code. Text align center and position it will be fixed. Right 30 pixel and top 20 pixel. Border radius 3 pixel and Z index 3. Cursor will be pointer. Let's copy this ID, then write img. For the menu icon that we have added in HTML file, for this one we will set the width 20 pixel and margin from the top it will be 15 pixel. So now you can see one menu icon on the right side. Let's come back and here in the HTML file we will add one ID for this icon and this is menu. Then we will write script tag here, script open and closing tag, and here we will write var menu btn equal to document.getElement by id and add this id which is menu btn. Let's duplicate it and for the side nav we will add it here and in this var I'll write side nav. Let's copy this menu, write it here, and here also menu. So we have created 3 variables. Let's copy this menu btn and write onClick equal to function. And here we will write if sideNav dot style dot right double equals minus 250 pixel. So it will compare. So if it is minus 250, then here we will copy the same thing and we will add the value 0. Then we'll write the else condition, and in this else I'll write the same thing and we will change the value minus 250 pixel. Now you can see if I click on this menu icon, it will display and hide the side menu. But right now it is happening very quickly, so we have to add some transition also. So let's come back in the CSS file and let's come here in the side nav. So in this one we will add transition 0.5 seconds, and here on the right I'll write minus 250 pixel. So initially it will be hidden. So if I refresh the web page, you can see this sidebar is hidden. If I click on this icon, it will open the side menu, and if I click again, it will hide the side menu. Let's come back in the HTML file, and here we will add one more thing, which is sideNav.style.right equals minus 250 pixel. And now you can see it is working fine. Next we will add one close icon to close this side menu. So just come back in the folder, and here you can see we have this menu icon. I have one more icon which is close.png. So we have 2 icons here. So let's come back in the HTML file, and in this menu here I'll write this menu dot source equals file path, which is images/close.png, and let's copy this one and add it here in the else condition. So it will be menu.png. After adding this, again come to the web page, and you can see if I click here, it will display the close icon, and if I click on this close icon, it will close the side menu. So now this vertical side menu is working fine. Let me change the screen size, and you can see this layout is not good right now. So we have to add one tag in the HTML file. So come to the top in this head tag. Here we will add meta name equal to viewport, content equal to width equal to device width, initial scale it will be 1. So after adding this meta tag, we will again come back to the web page. Now it is looking even better than the previous one, and this side menu is working fine. Next we have to change the size of the title, description and buttons. So let's come back in the CSS file, and here I'll add media screen and max width 770 pixel. And in this media query we will write the CSS which will be applicable only for the small screen. Now let's come to the top, and here we have this code for the H1. So just copy it here in the media query. And you can see the font size is 130 pixel. Let me remove this one, and we will change this font size. It will be 44 pixel. And let's come back to the top, and you can see for this button we have added this A tag, So write it here in the media query, and for this anchor tag we'll write display block and reload the web page. Now you can see the title is small and these buttons are coming in the left side, and we have to add some space. So here we will add margin 20 pixel and auto. Now you can see these buttons alignment are perfect. So let's come to the full screen, and we have completed the header section of this website. Now we'll create the another section. Now let's come to the HTML file and we will add some space here before this script. Here we will write one comment features. Then I'll create one section with the ID feature. Let's create one div here with the class name title text. And here we'll add one text in p tag. It is features. And we will add one more text in h1 tag. So it will be why choose us. Reload the web page. You can see these text at the bottom. So let's copy this feature, come to the CSS file, and here we'll add one comment which is feature. Then write this ID here. For this one we will add some width which will be 100%, and we'll add some padding 70 pixel and 0. So now you can see some space from top and bottom for this text. Let's come back to the HTML file, and you can see we have this class name title text. So write it here in this CSS file. Here we will add text align center and padding from the bottom. Let's paste this class name again, then write P. For this P text we will add margin. It will be auto, and font size it will be 20 pixel. And we will change the color, and font weight will be bold. So you can see different color for this text. Let's come back in the CSS file, and here we will write the same class name, then h1 for the title, and we will change the font size. Now you can see increased font size for this text, which is why choose us. Let's come back in the CSS file, and for this P we will write position relative and z index 1. Display it will be inline block, and just copy everything, write it here, then write after. Here we will write content empty, and width will be 50 pixel and height 35 pixel. Then background it will be linear gradient color. So we have added two colors in this background, and position will be absolute. Then top 0 and left 0. Z index -1. After adding this, you can see this color below this text. Again we have to change the shape and position. So instead of this top 0 I'll write -20 pixel, so it is coming here. And here we will write transform rotate 10 degree. So now you can see it has been rotated. Let's come back to the CSS, and here we will write border top left radius. It will be 35 pixel, and border bottom right radius. It will be 35 pixel. So now you can see this icon looks very beautiful. It looks like a leaf. After this title, we will come back to the HTML file, and here we will create one div with the class name feature box. Let's create another div with the class name features. And here we will add the title in H1. So this is the first title. You can see this text in the left side. Let's copy this one, write it here in this CSS file, feature box. For this one we will set the width, it will be 80%, and we will write the margin auto, and display it will be flex, and flex wrap. Align items center, and text align it will be center. Now you can see some space from the left side because we have set the width 80%. Let's copy this class name features, write it here in this CSS file, and for this one we will add flex basis. It will be 50%. Let's come to the HTML file and duplicate this div and change the class name. It will be features img. And here we will add one image. So I'm adding img tag and image file path, which is images/barberman.jpg. Let's copy this class name features img, write it here in the CSS file. For this features image, we will add flex basis 50% and margin auto. After that, again we'll write the features img, then img, and width it will be 70%. And now you can see one image in the right side and one title in the left side. For this image, we will add border radius 10 pixel, and you can see radius for this image. Next, we will come back in the HTML file, and here we will add one div with the class name features description. Then let's add one more class name with feature icon. And duplicate this one, and here we will change the class name feature text. In this feature text, we will add one text in p tag. So this is the text. You can see this text on the web page. Let's come back to the CSS file, copy this class name features over here, then write h1. For this title, I'll write text align left. And margin from the bottom. Font weight will be 100. And color this color code. Let's copy this class name features description, write it here in the CSS file, and for this one we will add display flex and align item center and margin from the bottom. It is 40 pixel. Now this page is looking like this. Next we will add some icons. So come to the Google and search for Font Awesome for CDN. Open this website and from here just copy this URL and come to the HTML file at the top. In the head tag just duplicate this line and add the URL here. So we have added this Font Awesome link here. Next again come to the Google and search for Font Awesome 4 icons. Open this website and here you can find lots of icons for your website. So here we will search the icon name. I'll search for Shield. Now click on this icon and copy this one line of code. Come to the HTML file and in this div add the code for the icon. We can remove this part so it looks simple. After that you can see we got this icon on the web page. Now just copy this class name feature icon, write it here in the CSS file, then write .fa for the icon. Here we will add width, it will be 50 pixel and height 50 pixel. Font size it will be 30 pixel and line height 50 pixel. Border radius it will be 8 pixel and color this code. Border will be 1 pixel solid and this color code. Now you can see this icon looks good. Let's come back in the HTML file and copy this class name feature text, write it here in the CSS file and here we will add P for the paragraphs. So let's add padding 0 and 20 pixel. Text align it will be initial. Now you can see this feature looks good. After that just come back to the HTML file and we will copy this complete thing and we will paste it again. We will paste it for 2 times. And just change the text and icon. So the second text is pre-booking online. We will change the icon here. You can search the icon code on the website. And this is the third title, affordable cost, and the icon. Now you can see 3 features icon and title. We will change the screen size to see how it looks in the small screen. So right now you can see these texts are very big and it is also not good in the small screen. So let's come back in the CSS file and let's come to the media query where we have written. So it is the media query. Let's copy this one and paste it here at the bottom. Let's come here and here we have the class name, title text and h1. So let's paste it here in the media query and we will change the font size. So right now it is 50 pixels, so we will decrease this one to the 35 pixel. Now you can see this title is fine for the small screen. Now let's come back in the CSS file and here we have this class name features. So write it here. And here we have the 50%, so we will change it to 100%. Let's refresh the web page and you can see these features are also good. Next we have to change the features image. So let's come back and here you can see we have this features img, so paste it here in the media query. We will change it to 100% and remove this one. So flex basis is 100% and let's copy this one. Write it here in the media query and for this image I will write width 100%. Now refresh the web page and you can see this image is also fine for a small screen device. So you can see the first and second section is complete and it is perfect for small screen also. So after completing the features section, next we will create the another section. So let's come back in the HTML file and after closing of this section we'll add one comment which is service. Let's add some space here and here we will create another section and let's add one ID which is service. Let's come back and here we have this div, so just copy this one and paste it here. Here we can change the text, so it will be services and replace this title also. Now you can see we have this a small text and title at the bottom. Let's copy this ID service and come to the CSS file. First we will write one comment here, then add this ID here with hashtag and for this one we will set the width, it is 100% and padding 70 pixel and 0. Background, this color code, it is light gray color. You can see this background and some space. Let's come back in the HTML file and here we will create one div with the class name service box. In this service box we will create another div with the class name single service. Let's duplicate it and just copy this class name service box, write it here in the CSS file. For this one we will set the width, it will be 80% and display it will be flex wrap it will be wrap and justify content space around margin auto. Let's copy this class name single service, write it here in the CSS file and for this single service we will set the flex basis 48% so that we will get two service in one row. Then write text align center and border radius, it will be 7 pixel and margin from the bottom it will be 20 pixel and let's add color white. Now in the each div we will add one image, so I am adding img, src and the file path which is images/pic1.jpg. Let's come to the CSS file, add this class name again, then write img and here we will add width, it will be 100% and border radius it will be 7 pixel. So now you can see one image on this web page in the service section. Now we will add one image in all single service, add this line and replace the image name. So now you can see 4 images on this web page in service section. Next we have to add overlay color on these images when we will take cursor over these image. So just come back in the HTML file, and after this image we will create one div with the class name overlay. Let's add this div in all single service. Now just copy this class name, write it here in this CSS file, and here we will set the width, it will be 100% and height also 100%. Then position absolute, and in this single service we will write the position relative. Now again in overlay we will add top 0 and border radius 7 pixel. Cursor will be pointer and background. So in the background we will add linear gradient color. So write linear gradient, then 2 color codes. Now you can see this color overlay on all 4 images, but we have to hide this color overlay. It will be visible when we will take cursor. So here we will write the opacity 0 and we will write transition 1 second. Let's come here, copy this single service, write it here, then write hover. After that just write this class name overlay. And here we will write opacity 1. You can see when I will take cursor over this image, it will display the overlay color, and when I will remove the cursor, it will hide the overlay color. Next we have to add the title and description of each services. So just come back in the HTML file, and in this single service we will add one more div with the class name service description. So in this service description, first we will add one title in H3. So this is the first title. Next we will add one horizontal line. For that I am using HR, and one more text in a small size. For that I'll use P tag. So this is the small text here. Let's copy this one and add it in the other single service and replace the text. So right now you can see these texts are coming at the bottom of this image. So we have to hide these text. It will be visible when we will take cursor. So just come back and copy this class name service description and add it in the CSS file. Here we will add width. It will be 80% and position will be absolute. Bottom it will be 40%, left 50%, and transform translate x minus 50%. You can see these texts are coming over the image. Next we have to design this horizontal line also. So just come back and here we will write HR. For this one we will add background white and height 2 pixel, border 0, and margin 15 pixel auto. Width it will be 60%. So this line is fine now. Next we have to change the font size of these description text. So just come back and copy this one service description, then write P, and here we will write the font size 14 pixel. Now you can see the font size has been decreased. Now we have to hide the text, and it will be visible when we will take cursor over this image. So just come back in the CSS file, Copy this one, single service, and hover. After that, write this one, service description. And you can see we have added bottom 40%. So instead of that, I'll write bottom 0. And here we will write the bottom 40%. And in this one, we will add the opacity 0. And let's add transition 1 second. And in this hover, we will add the opacity 1. Now you can see all the title and description are hidden. When I will take cursor over this image, it will display one overlay color, and also it will display the title and description of the particular service. Now I will change the screen size. And here you can see this title is good, but right now these images are coming in the same row. So we have to increase the column width. So just come back in the CSS file and copy this media. Write it here at the bottom. And in this one, we will write the media query for the service. So just come back, and here you can see we have written single service. For this one, we will write flex basis. So earlier it was 48%, and here we will change it to 100% for a small screen device. And we will add margin from the bottom, which is 30 pixel. That's it. And here we have this P, so just paste it here, and we will decrease the font size. It will be 12 pixel. And for this HR, write it here in the media query. And for this one also, I will add margin 5 pixel and auto. Now you can see this image size is perfect for a small screen, and you can see the text and description is also fine. We will change the position of this text, so just come back and copy this one and paste it in the media query. And remove this opacity, and instead of this bottom 40%, we will change it to 25%. Important. And now you can see these title and description are in the middle of this image. So right now all these sections are perfect in a smaller screen. Let's come to the fuller screen. And we have completed the services section also. Next we will create the another section on this website. So just come back in the HTML file, and here first we will write one comment. So the comment is testimonial, and here we will create a new section with the ID testimonial. Let's come here and copy this one. Write it here, and we will change the text. So it will be testimonial, and change the title also. It will be what client says. You can see these title at the bottom. Now copy this testimonial, come to the CSS file, and in this CSS file first we will write one comment. Then write this ID here. For this one we will write the width 100% and padding 70 pixel 0. Now you can see some space around this title. Let's come back to the HTML file, and here we will add some space, and let's create one div with the class name testimonial row, And in this one we'll add one more div with the class name testimonial column. Let's duplicate it because we need 3 columns, and we will add content in the first one. In the first column we will add some text in p tag. So this is the text. Let me copy this one and we will add this in the other column also. And you can see these text on this web page. Let's come back in the HTML file and copy this class name testimonial row, write it here in this CSS file, and for this one we will add width 80% and margin it will be auto. Then display it will be flex, justify content space between, and align items flex start, flex wrap. Now you can see some space from the left side and right side. Let's copy this class name testimonial column, write it here in the CSS file, and for this one we will set the flex basis. It will be 28% and padding 10 pixel and margin from the bottom 30 pixel, and border radius, let's add 5 pixel border radius, and box shadow. Cursor it will be pointer. Now you can see these content in 3 columns and we have some shadow for each content. Let's come back, and in this HTML file we will reduce the text in the second one. So now the second one is small. Let's copy this class name again, then write p, and here we will add font size, it will be 14 pixel. Now you can see the font size has been reduced. Now we will come back in the HTML file and come to the first column. Here we will add one div with the class name user, and in this div first we will add one image. So I am using img tag and src file path, which is images/img1.jpg. Then create one more div with the class name user info. In this user info we will add the name of the user, so I'm using the h4, and here we will write the name. Then we will add one small tag, and in this small tag we will add the Twitter handle of the particular user. Now you can see this name and Twitter ID and this big image, so we have to reduce the size of this image. So just come back and copy this class name user, write it here in this CSS file. Here we will add display flex, align items center, and margin 20 pixel 0. Let's copy this class name again, then write img for the user's image. Width it will be 40 pixel, very small image, and we will add margin from the right side. Border radius it will be 3 pixel. Now you can see it is coming in the same line and image is small. Next we will add one icon. So just come back in the HTML file and scroll up. You can see we have this icon over here, so just copy this one and we will paste it here after this name, and we will replace the icon name. You can find the icon name on the Font Awesome website. So now you can see this icon over here, it is Twitter icon. Let's copy this class name user info, write it here in the CSS file, and after that write .fa for the icon. Here we will add margin from the left side, which is 10 pixel, and we will change the color. Font size, it will be 20 pixel. Let's copy this class name again, and here we will write the small, and for this one we will change the color. Now you can see this icon in blue color and this Twitter ID also in the different color. Now just come back in the HTML file and copy this one and paste it in the other column also. Then change the name, change the Twitter ID, and also change the image. Let's add it in the third column. Here also I will change the name, Twitter ID and image. So now it is looking good. Next we will add the hover effect. When we will take cursor over this review, it will go up. So let's come back in the CSS file. And you can see we have this column over here. So just copy this class name here and write hover. Then write transform, translate y, it will be 7 pixel. And in this class name we will add transition, transform, 0.5 seconds. If I take cursor over this column, you can see it is going down by 7 pixel. Let me change it to -7 and you can see now it will go up by 7 pixel. Let me change the screen size, and in this small screen you can see these content are coming in the left side, so we have to increase the flex basis. So just come back and first we will copy this line media, write it here at the bottom, and in this media query we will write the class name for the column. So here is the class name testimonial column, write it here in the media query, and here we will change the flex basis, it will be 100%. Now you can see it looks fine. The hover effect is also working fine. So we have completed our testimonial section also. After that we will create the next section. To create the new section, just come back in the HTML file and here we will add one comment. So the comment is footer. And let's create one section here with the ID footer. Let's come here. We will copy the div for the title. Just copy this one and paste it here in the footer section, and we will change the text and title. Here I will write contact, and in this H1 I will write visit shop today. Now you can see these title at the bottom. Now just copy this ID footer and come to this CSS file. Here we will add one comment which is footer, Now add this ID over here, and here we will add padding 100 pixel, 0 and 20 pixel, 100 pixel from top and 20 from bottom. Then we will add the background. It will be this color code, which is light gray. Now you can see this background color and some space around this text. Let's come back in the HTML file. Here we will create one div with the class name footer row. Let's create one more div with the class name footer left. Just duplicate it and change the class name footer right. Next we will write the content in the left div. So here we will add one title in h1 and the title is opening hours. Just copy this one and paste it in the right div. Let's change the title. It will be get in touch. So you can see these title in the left side. Let's copy this class name footer row and add this class name in the CSS file. Here we will add width. It will be 80% and margin 0 and auto. Display, it will be flex. Justify content space between and flex wrap. Let's copy this class name footer left and write it here in the CSS file. Add a comma, then write the class name for the right div, which is footer right. And for this both div we will add the flex basis. So the flex basis will be 45%, padding 10 pixel and margin from the bottom it is 20 pixel. Now you can see these title in the left side and right side. Let's copy this class name footer right, write it here, and for the right div we will add text align right. Now you can see this text is aligned on the right side. Now just come back in the HTML file and in the left div we will add some text in p tag. So it is Monday to Friday and here we will write the timing 9 AM to 9 PM. Just duplicate it and change the day. It will be Saturday and Sunday 8 AM to 11 PM. Let's copy this P, write it here in the right div and we will replace the text. So here I am adding one address. Simply duplicate it and change the text. So in the second one we will write one email ID. And now in the third one we will add one phone number. You can see these text on this web page, timings and the address, email ID and phone number. Now come to the CSS file, copy this class name footer row and here we will add h1. For this title we will add margin. It will be 10 pixel and 0. Let's copy it again. Here we will change it to P for the paragraphs. Let's add line height 35 pixel. Now it looks like this. Next we will add some icons. So just come back in the HTML file and copy this code for the icon and paste it here. Here we will change the icon name, and in the right div also we will add some icons at the end of these text. So it will be a map icon, and the next one is paper plane icon, and the last one is phone icon. You can see these icons here, so we have to add some space and we will also change the color. Go to the CSS file and let's copy this one, paste it here. Here we will add .fa for the icon. Let's change the font size, it will be 20 pixel, and we will change the color. Then margin 10 pixel. Now you can see some space and color and different font size. Next we will add one image in the center, so just come back in the HTML file and here we will add one image. And let's add one class name for this one. So the class name is footer img. Now just copy this class name footer img and we will add it in the CSS file. Here we will add max width 370 pixel. Opacity it will be 0.1, position absolute. And in this footer ID we will add position relative. Let's come again in this class name footer img and let's add left, it will be 50%, and top it will be 35%. Then transform, translate -50% and -50%. After adding this, you can see this icon in the center of this footer section and its opacity is low. After that we will add some social media icons in the footer. So come to the HTML file and here we will add one div. And for this one we will add the class name social links. Let's copy one icon code here. Let's duplicate it and we will change the icon class name. So it is Facebook. Then the second one is Instagram. Then the next is Twitter. And this one is YouTube. You can see these icons on the left bottom corner. So just copy this class name social links and write this class name in the CSS file. Here we will add text align center. Let's add this class name again, then write .fa for the icon. Here I will add height and width, it will be 40 pixel. Font size it will be 20 pixel and line height 40 pixel. Then border it will be 1 pixel solid and color code. Now you can see these icons in the center. Here we will add margin 40 pixel and 5 pixel and 0. Then we will change the color. and cursor will be pointer. You can see these icons are looking good. Next we have to add hover effect on these icons. So just come back and copy this one, paste it at the bottom, and here we will write hover. Here we will add the background, this color code, and we have to change the font color. Then let's add transform translate y minus 7 pixels, so it will move up by 7 pixels. And in this one we will add transition 0.5 seconds. And now you can see if I take cursor over this icon, it is moving up and its background color is changing. So this icon looks perfect. Next we have to add one copyright message at the bottom. So let's come back in the HTML file, and here we will add one p tag, and in this one we'll write the text which is copyright easy tutorials YouTube channel. You can see this text at the bottom. Next we have to add some space. So let's come back in the CSS file. Copy this class name social links, write it here, and after that write P for the paragraph, and here we will change the font size. Then let's add margin top. So the margin from the top will be 20 pixel. Now you can see this copyright text size and spacing are perfect. Let me open this web page in a small screen. Here you can see the title is fine, but the left and right div are not fine. We have to increase the flex spaces. And at the bottom this social media icon is fine. So let's come back in the CSS file, and we will copy this line media and we will add it here at the bottom. You can write the all media queries at the same place. Now just copy this one, footer left and footer right. Write it here in the media query, and here we have to increase the flex basis. So here we will write the flex basis 100%, and we will change the font size. So now it is good. You can see this image position is not good. So let's come back in the CSS file, and you can see we have written here footer img. So write it here in the media query, and here we will change the top position. So from the top it will be 25%. So now it is good. So let me scroll this web page so that you can see the complete web page is looking good. Let's open this web page in full screen view, and here also it is looking very nice, but if I click here you can see these click will not work. So we have to add the scroll option on these menu click. For that we will come to the Google and search for smooth scroll JS. Open this GitHub link. You can see the creator of this code. Here you can see the CDN option. So in this one just copy this script tag. Copy this one and come to the HTML file. At the top in this head tag add this script. Now come here in this navigation menu. You can see the first ID is banner. So here in this home we will add hashtag banner. Now in the second one we have the ID feature. So here let's add hashtag feature. Now the next one is service. So just copy this id service, add it here in the menu. Similarly, we will add the id for the testimonial. And for the last menu also, which is footer. So we have added all the id here. Again, come to the GitHub link, and here you can see a scroll speed. So from this one, just copy this code and come to the HTML file at the bottom. And before this closing script tag, paste the code that you have copied. You can set the speed here. I'll write 1000. And now if I click on the menu, now it is going smoothly to the particular section. When I will click on the home, it will come to the top. If I click on the testimonial, it will go to the testimonial section. If I click on services, it will go to the service section. So this is how we have finally completed the static website using HTML and CSS. I hope this video will be helpful for you. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section, and please like and share this video, and also subscribe my channel Easy Tutorials to watch more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching this video.